In this one, we are off on another fish shop tour. Now, when I was at Aqualife at the weekend, there is another shop pretty much just down the road called Aquahome. And I thought we'll go and visit there and we'll do another tour. This is more of a bread and butter fish shop, but they do marine and they do some really nice nano tanks, which I'll show you in the video. But the real uniqueness to this shop is the room that they sell their fish tanks in. So all the fish tanks that are for sale, they have done them up in different types of biotopes and different fish species, and it's absolutely epic. So I really wanted to show you that room. So we will focus on that room, but we will film all the other stuff in the shop as well. So let's get over to Aquahome. This is Aquahome, and Aquahome is in the middle of a garden centre, and it is just down the road from Aqualife. Now, pretty much this is the freshwater section. So this is a big, huge row of tanks, which I'll just show you to give you an idea of how the layout is. This is from the other end of the same layout, and they've got quite a few sort of like cube. These are all cube tanks, but what I really loved about this shop was this room. So these are where they sell their fish tanks, but most of these tanks have been scaped up in a different way. So for instance, like this one is a marine tank. And if you move around, you're already getting a view of different aquascapes. The techniques and the skills that these guys have got to do these aquascapes are brilliant, because they're not just thrown together. They spend time on each and every tank. There's a different species of fish, but what I really love is the size of the tank. They show you what fish you can keep. So obviously this is a little tank with some little fish in, but a beautiful scape. This cube, this was a big 2-foot cube. This was absolutely epic, honestly. Stunning tank, and as you can see, all the tanks are labelled up for sale, so you can come in, look at your tank, and you can get a real view of what you can do. I mean, you might want to do something different, but I was so impressed with the way they've done this, and I don't see anything else like this in any other fish shop. And as you can see, they actually scape these tanks, but they look after them as well. So honestly, it's unique. It's really unique. This tank was my favourite because it's got some nice zebra danios in, which I love. I used to keep zebra danios when I was a kid, and you know, great little school of fish. And I mean, this is just a flex, but look at, again, a simple but effective scape, giving you real good idea of what you can do. These were the real standout tanks in this display room. On the left, you've got a black water tank with some stunning, stunning South American fish, but not loads. So you've got a pair of Geophagus, you've got a shoal of silver dollars, and then you've got this stunning arowana at the top there. Now obviously they tried selling me this arowana, I'm not going to lie to you, because they are very aware that the tank's not big enough for it. So this actual arowana is for sale if anybody wants to go and buy it from Aquahome. But yeah, a stunning black water tank that's just, honestly, that piece of wood is stunning, isn't it? Then this one next to it is an angel cell with just a big, huge piece of like root wood with some nice stone around it, and a lovely group of angelfish. Absolutely brilliant, honestly. And each tank is different. Each tank gives you an idea of the different types and styles that you can set these tanks up. And absolutely take my hat off to the guys, all the lads at the Aquahome and the ladies. They've done a brilliant job in this display room, and you know, I hope on the back of that it helps them to sell more tanks, because they deserve it, don't they? And this is the other side, and again, you know, even when there isn't fish in the tanks, they've still scaped them out with stuff to make them look good. And again, you know, I was blown away, absolutely blown away. And I spent a bit of time in this room, and I was talking to the fish shop manager quite in depth around the way they do this, and he gave me some cuttings as well from some of the flowing plants, which was really kind of him. So, you know, thank him so much for that. But yeah, he talked to me in depth about the idea behind some of the tanks. This one in particular, which is your smallest shell dweller, African cichlids, not American. And then there's a little frontosa in this tank as well. So yeah, again, this was the main feature of this shop. And remembering it is just a fish shop like any other, but it felt different. It felt like I was in someone's fish room. Anyway, out onto the shop floor, and the first thing we saw was this stunning frontosa. And we've seen quite a lot of frontosas on our journeys of late, but this was a real nice one as well. And these frontosas that we're seeing are a really good size, Front toasters are slow growers, so if you want one that's already grown, there's a lot out in the northwest at the moment, guys, and you've seen them in my videos. And then, like I said, there's just a massive row of 2 foot by 2 foot cubes. There was a lot of customers in around this section, so I was in and out of the gaps just trying to film what they had. And then they had this stunning little fire eel, I think it is, with some false Peruvian angelfish in there. Some stunning firemouth cichlids. Now these are only small, but they're really good quality, as you can see those two at the forefront there. These are nice firemouth cichlids, to be fair. So yeah, again, good quality fish, well looked after. The tanks were all great, they were all clean. And then some rams. Again, we film the rams everywhere we go. We've always got rams on offer. Again, if it's a fish that you want to keep, you're more than likely going to get it in one of these fish shops over the northwest that we've been visiting. And I did say before, it is a bread and butter fish shop. You know, he was actually saying to me that they don't really stock things like Oscars, you know, the bigger fish, although they do get them in now and again. Probably when customers bring them in, like this Severum here. I assume this Severum was brought in by a customer. And then some nice little keel cichlids. I've not seen any keel cichlids on my travels for a long time, actually, when I think about it. But stunning fish. And then this is just a quick pan around the Africans for all those African cichlid fish keepers out there. Your Malawi cichlids. I know that I have a lot of people who follow me that keep them as well. So I have to always bear in mind when I'm in these shops that I need to try and cater for everybody every chance I get. And they have some decent size Mbuna and Apsin, whatever you call them. Like I say, I don't really know much about Africans. And then this is just me showing you, it's all in 3 different aisles, and they've got lots and lots of dry goods. This is a small cold water section, and then you've got all this pond dry goods. And I will take you outside and show you all the pond stuff in a minute, but this is all the pond dry stuff, you know, the filters and the foods and the fertilizers and all those things. And then this is the marine area, which is really nice. You've got like submarine tanks, a coral tank, I think, do you call that a frag tank? I think it is, in a marine world. Again, I don't know much about marine fish. And then they've got this little section here. So it's a really, really nice little shop in the back of a garden centre, which, you know, I always like the ones in the garden centre. Their outdoor part is pretty big, so there's quite a lot of these big circular tubs, I would probably call them. We are getting to sort of like the end of summer. We're actually in autumn now in the UK. So, you know, your ponds will start to, I say close down, but, you know, the fish will start to go lower and the colder weather will come in. And then, again, they'll probably be selling a lot of these fish off cheap right now just to get rid of them, because it'll all start again going into next summer, won't it, when you start stocking up your ponds and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of these tubs, and they were quite big tubs as well. And then at the end of this row, we had this big koi pond. Unfortunately, the koi were all at the back, and I couldn't get round there to get the camera in, but you can see there's a couple coming forward there, but there was about 10 in there, a decent size. Again, a nice area. And then this caught my eye, if I'm honest, for all you aquascapers out there. The amount of decent wood that they had lots of really nice pieces of wood, and if you look, they're all different types, different sizes, so a lot on hand there for you to put something nice, like going back into that fish room that they've done. They use a lot of nice pieces of wood, so you know you can go in there and mess about and see what they've got. And this is the nano section. There's a lot of different kinds of nano fish in there. You know, there's even like rice fish. There's all ones that you don't really see either. I probably should have gone a little bit more focus on this area. That was my one regret, because you don't see many. When you see tanks like this in other shops, they usually have betters in, don't they? But these didn't. And for those plushie fans, these are your plushies. If you want a plushie, they do them as well. Anyway, guys, let's wrap this one up now. So I hope you like that. That's a nice shop. That room was absolutely stunning, wasn't it? Honestly, and a lot of those fish I wouldn't keep, but I was absolutely mega impressed. And you know, you have those thought processes going around your head saying, I want to do that, I want a tank like that, but my techers are really, really poor, honestly, so I can never do anything like that. I've just not got the imagination for it or the patience. But anyway, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you, as always, for all the interactions the channel has, subscriptions, likes, comments, whatever it be. It does help, and it is very, very much appreciated. And Like I said, I say all the time, I really do appreciate you guys that follow me on this journey and help me grow. If you're not subscribed and you do watch the channel or you like what you see, consider subscribing. It's free of charge. You just press the subscribe button, but make sure you ping that bell, because that just notifies you when I am uploading other videos. And that's me, guys. I am signing off. I will see you all on the next one.